Let's make a meatloaf. Let's make a meatloaf. Let's stretch it as far as we can. I love meatloaf. With vegetables, it's so good. It's good in winter and summer, whatever. It is so good. So let's make one real quickly. I've made it many times before on here, but here's the thing. I love it, and I'm going to make it again. See, I don't have a regular cooking show. I just let y'all see what I am cooking. So today it's meatloaf. So let's see. I bought 2 little packages. This one is 1.13 ounces, and it's just regular hamburger meat. And this one is 2.68, so you might as well say 3. So if you put it in with this, it'll be about 4 pounds of meat, like that. And I can tell that pan's not big enough, so let me get another one. Do y'all ever do that? It makes me so mad when I do that. Now I got another pan to have to wash. There. I never throw away any meatloaf, y'all. I never do. So, because everybody loves it so much that it just lasts. I'm gonna put 2 eggs in it. This binds it together, makes it taste good too. So we're going with 2 eggs. All right, I've got a whole bell pepper. Let me go rinse it off just a little bit. Okay. We're in one of those hurried moods, aren't we? You know, when you're watching one of those sitcom movies or something like that, let me move this out of the way. It'll say, oh gosh, we had meatloaf. And they act like it's awful. Well, what they fixed may be awful. I don't know. This knife is good and sharp. Let me tell you what. It'll cut your hand off. So let's be careful. All right, we got these 2 done, these little things. Let's cut this out. What I'm trying to do is cut out all this old white membrane. Y'all, it's clouding up again right now outside. I cannot believe this weather. I absolutely cannot believe it. It'll rain and rain and rain and rain. But I promise it won't rain forever. And then we'll have a dry spell and we'll be praying for rain. All right, once you get all this old stuff out like this of the bell pepper, it'll be fast then. Now, for those of you who don't like bell pepper, it really makes it have a really good flavor. So cut it up like this and clean it out. And then just take your knife and slide your good sharp knife, which it should be sharp, slide it through real thin like this. Make these long slivers. And then we're going to cut those up. Yes, we are. Y'all want me to turn you off until I get all the bell pepper done, or just y'all gonna stay with me? Huh? How do you cut your bell pepper up? Do you do this? It's so slow that way, I just can't do it. There's a little bad spot in that one. This is really nice and crispy. All right, so what you do now is you hold it together like this. I got a few more to do, but this is enough for my hand because it's not big like a man's hand. I got a woman's hand. All right, here we go. I'm going to cut real thin little slivers like this now. See? Just hold it some sort of way right here and cut this. And remember, the thinner your knife is, the thinner it is, and the sharper it is, the less likely you are to cut your hand. If you've got an old thick, dull knife, you're going to be sawing so much that you're liable to cut your finger. Turn that back so. All right, let me finish what I'm doing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this meatloaf up like this. And I am going to put, when I get it all mixed together, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm not going to shape it in a meatloaf shape. I'm just going to put it in a bowl or something. Then when I get ready to cook it tomorrow, all I've got to do is put it in its shape and put it in the oven. That is it. And that's what I'm trying to do. Because that's going to let me visit with my babies. All right. That little bit's done. Now let me do these. We'll be done with the bell pepper. I'm going to turn y'all off a while I do this little bit because I know you're probably bored. Okay, let's put our bell pepper in. That. Got all of it cut up. Got that much done. Now we're going to put up our onion. And I've got two this size. Two. If you've got one big one, that'll be plenty. But if not, just cut you up two smaller ones will be fine. Cut your onion in half. Y'all saw what I did. From root to top. Root to top. And what that's going to do is it's going to put... I'll show you. Let me just show you on this one right here. This is how I'm going to cut both of these halves up. But I cut it from the top to the root. Just half in two, okay? So what you do is take your knife. Hold your onion and cut little thin slivers like this. Matter of fact, come over here. I'm going to put y'all literally on this. I want you to learn this skill because it makes your life so much easier. Turn on the light where we can see. Excuse me. All right. See how thin I'm cutting this? I'm just taking this finger and kind of holding it in place a little bit each time. All right. This is paper thin. Now, the reason I'm trying to keep it from sliding every which way is because that's how you're going to get all your little tiny cuts without doing sideways and all this stuff that I see on other people's shows. I want mine the easy way. Then you take it all up, put it back together like that. Then you take your knife and you cut little slivers this way. And I want you to see how fine this is cut in a very short amount of time. Lay it down now when you get close to the end. And that is how you cut up an onion. All right, now let's look and see what we've got. See all those little tiny, look at that. Just as tiny as it can be. You see that? Well, that one's not. Well, it is too. We'll cut it a little extra. But look at that. See there? All right, let me put it in there. Put it in here. And now I'm going to cut up the other part of it, but you don't need to watch me do that. Okay, we've got our meat, our peppers, 2 eggs, 2 onions in here, and 4 pounds of meat. Now, if you're making something that's got 2 pounds of meat, well, put in half a pepper. Put in 1 egg. Put in 1 onion. You know, you got to kind of just judge it. It's going to be good either way you fix it, darling. You don't have to have a recipe. Just mix it together. You've got good ingredients, you'll have a good product. All right, so let's put salt. Let's put pepper. Don't overdo it on your salt, and here's the reason. Because I'm fixing to put some tomato salts in there, and that stuff's salty. You've ever read on the back of a can, one of those things that's loaded with salt. All right, so I'm going to put oatmeal in mine for my filler. A lot of people use crackers, you know, and I've done that, like put crackers in it. I've put... you know, that in it before. But today I'm using oatmeal. So I'm going to put some. That looks like maybe 1.5 cups or something like that. And now I've got a can of tomato sauce. This is a 28-ounce can because I knew that I was making so much that I'd need a big can. I'm going to put half of it in there. See? Half of it in there. Let me wash my hands. And we're going to get over there and we're going to squash that up and then we'll be done until it's time to cook. And when it's time to cook, then I'll get it back out and show y'all. So you've got to get your hand in it. Don't be trying a spoon. A spoon's not going to get it. Take your hand and move all this stuff around really good in here. Mix it good. Use some muscle. Make sure that egg is mixed. There it was right there. Pull it over here and get it. And this one's going to make 2 huge things of meatloaf. I'm going to use that broiler pan that comes with your oven, the ones that's got the holes on the top. That's what I'm going to use to cook it in. All right, now I'm going to look at it and see what I think. I want to make sure all that meat's got some pepper and salt and all in it. If you don't have you a big bowl, you need one. I'm sure you do. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Let me look. I'm gonna see if I need more oatmeal. I don't think I do. It looks pretty good like it is. I think that's gonna be just fine. Put just a little bit more tomato sauce in it. The rest of it, of the tomato sauce, is gonna go on the top. Okay, that looks good to me. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get me a bowl, and I'm gonna put this in a bowl. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Then tomorrow, all I've got to do is get out and form it, put it in the oven, and I've got my meal. I've got my meat for my meal. So this is something you can do ahead of time, see? All right, that's it. So you're going to divide it up like that. You'll have 2 loaves. You'll have this loaf and that loaf. I'll have it fixed real pretty. Then I'll put the rest of that tomato sauce on top. Now, here's something that my mother always taught me, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, or why she said it, but she said if you've ever got leftover tomato sauce, tomato paste, or anything like that, and you've already opened the can, do not put it in the refrigerator in the can. She said always put it in a coffee cup. So that's what I always do. I take a cup, and I put, of course this is bigger than a coffee cup, and I put it in it because that's what my mama told me to do. There must be a reason, or she wouldn't have told me that. Now your mother told you a lot of things to do too, I'm sure. And some of them you do, and you don't even know why you do them. Y'all heard that joke that time about this woman. She bought a ham, chopped the end of it off, and cooked it. And the husband said, why'd you do that? She said, well, my mama did it like that. So she asked the mama, said, Mama, why did you chop the, no, she said, because my mama did it. She said, Mama, why'd you chop the end off of the ham when you cooked it, that long part? She said, well, my mama did it. And so then the girl went to her grandmother and she said, Grandma, why did you chop the end off of that ham before you cooked it? She said, it wouldn't fit in my pan. See, so sometimes we do things just because our mama said so. And the important thing to know about this is your parents, when they tell you something, I don't know if there's anybody in the world that loves you more than your parents did or do. I mean, mamas love their babies and daddies love their babies. Or mine did. And so when they tell you something, you need to listen. You need to listen. All right, I'm going to put that in the refrigerator. That's all it is to it. We'll cook it tomorrow. Okay, y'all, I've got my meatloaf. I took it out of my pan. You remember I made it. And now I took it out and I formed me 2 loaves and press it real hard with your hand. Make sure that the meat is solid in there together. Mine's cold because I just got it out of the refrigerator. Put you a little dent in it, but don't go to the very ends because we're going to pour our tomato sauce over it that we had saved. So let me get it out. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me turn y'all off so I can find it. I know it's in there somewhere. Okay, I found it. And William's over there eating chicken salad right now, and it's almost supper time. He's eating more chicken salad. All right, the rest of your tomato sauce that you had left, pour it over your top of your meatloaf in that little trench. Some of it will run down the side, and that is okay. So one big 28-ounce thing ought to be plenty. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pop this in the oven on 400 degrees, all right? Right here I've got my frozen corn that I bought. It's that kind that it's in the grocery store and it's frozen cream-style corn. And it's in long logs. There are several different brand names of it. You get whichever one suits your fancy. This is the white corn that I got. And we're going to have that. Whoop. I put just a little bit of water in it because I'm going to put a little flour, a little white lemon flour in it for thickening. All right, and then come over here and I'll show you our butter beans. Okay, we're going to have these butter beans right here. Somebody asked me what a butter bean was. Well, here it is. They're called baby green limas, and I got them and they're frozen. Okay? All right, so that's what we're having. And so I fixed to cook it right now in a minute. Okay, y'all, my plate is fixed. I want you to see it. All right, so here's what we have. The meatloaf, which I showed you how to make that. Cream-style corn, and that's the kind that's